Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the IWC Radio Podcast. This is our Royal Rumble review show. Joining me this evening, Chucks and Will. Bean's not here with us this evening because we believe he might be quarantined, possibly with the coronavirus. I'm not sure, but he's not joining. Okay, this is where I was hoping one of you would have chimed in. I was hoping.
I think we were both on mute.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we were.
Okay.
We were both in hysterics at your hilarious joke,
thank you.
obviously. But,
Thank you. The joke that we may or may not have rehearsed off stream.
We could have done so much better too.
Yeah.
We should have said he went over to China to work out what was going on over there. He's gone over to battle it head on.
Yeah.
Or he was stranded. You know, his flight has been grounded because he can't make it. He was in Germany judging a penis contest or something. You know, we could have said anything.
Wow. Wow. I don't know about that.
We need to work on our excuses for Beans. We can do better than this.
You mean Wiener Schnitzel?
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Okay.
Does he judge many penis contests? Is it a regular thing?
He's in high demand for penis. Yeah, he's
Wow.
He's the foremost expert.
Wow. All right.
I didn't know he had this syndrome.
Oh yeah. He's the Dave Meltzer of the penis contest world.
Really?
He gets a lot of criticism from a lot of the former contestants saying, "How can he possibly know what a good penis is like? He's never."
Well,
I was gonna say he's never been in the ring. That's not what I meant. He's if he's never competed, how could he possibly know anything?
of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. His star ratings are the standard.
Anyway.
Wow. The things you learn about people.
That was a tirade.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, like, hey, he voted for Brexit, and now look where he is, or something.
He voted to remain in the EU, so he had to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's now in France at the border,
Oh.
trying to get back in.
There we go.
Whoa, okay, yeah, good.
Getting us
It's sprayed
back on
everywhere
track
like I'm
here.
Steve Austin.
Wow.
Where was that being made?
It's a new drink. I've got cream soda this time.
Oh, really? I have a red cream soda as well. I should have opened that one first, I guess.
Everywhere it went.
Was it made in England or was it made in Europe?
Oh, good question.
Does it have
I think
real
it was
sugar?
I don't know.
If it's made in Europe, you should just throw it down the sink.
It was packed in the UK.
That's alright though.
Just packed here. I think it was made by an American in the UK.
Oh, we like them as well. Yeah, we're alright. They're okay.
Yeah, they're our new favourite now.
Yeah. They're our new friends.
Friendship ended with the EU. Trump is my new best friend.
Oh my. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get into the Rumble here. Oh my goodness gracious, this one's off the rails here. Did you guys? I assume you guys watched it live here, right? Or caught it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, did.
Okay. Good. Getting into it here. There we are.
I've got the things.
You
I
got
got
the
the things.
papers?
I've
Thank
got the
you.
order.
Also
What was
took the
first?
photo.
Shorty G.
Yeah, I think it was. Yes.
I think it
Like a
was, 'cause
half
I missed
empty crowd.
Yeah, there's nobody there for this one, which is quite funny.
Right. Sheamus defeated Shorty G in just over 12 minutes. I don't know anything about it because I missed the pre-show. But we all got points because, Sheamus is bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sheamus also defeated him this past Friday or last night, as of this recording of the show on SmackDown again.
Huh.
So there's that. Yeah, let me see something here. Hold on. Yeah, that is correct. Sheamus defeated Shorty G. Yeah, weird. So is Shorty G ever gonna get like a win on Sheamus, or is it just like, a constant like battle between a guy who's really tall and white versus a guy who's very athletic and has a dumb name who loses?
Well, he did eventually get a win or two over Corbin when they did this feud before. So maybe.
Yeah, but that was Corbin. People.
Yeah, but this is Sheamus. not King Sheamus.
Formerly a King Sheamus.
Formerly King. Yeah, okay. Sucks to be Shorty G. He needs to get out of there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think ever since he was lumbered with the stupid name, I think he's done now.
Yeah. I also agree with that.
I think the AEW audience would be forgiving. The NXT audience would be forgiving. If he can just get out and go somewhere new.
He needs to do something because he's a glorified jobber right now.
Yep.
And not even that glorified.
Well, no.
Not a lot of glory to go around. Okay. Andrade beat Humberto Carrillo to retain the US title, which means Smoot and Beans got a point. Me and Will did not.
Damn right.
Because I tried to do the DQ little sneak, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, I thought he'd lose, but he should have lost because he failed a wellness test the next day, so.
Yeah, that's weird. Like,
yeah, he's suspended now.
Yeah, usually if somebody fails a wellness test, they just drop the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only that, they also had a rematch on Raw as well.
And it was after the Raw match that Carrillo gave him the DDT on the cement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was to kill him off for a bit.
Yeah. So he kept the belt and now he's off for, it must be a 30-day.
30 days, yeah.
So if he defended at the start of the 30 days, he doesn't have to be stripped of, yeah. That's not a thing anymore anyway.
No.
So Andrade, yeah, that's points for you two, not for me and Will. Then main show. The main show started here with a Falls Count Anywhere match featuring Roman Reigns beating the aforementioned King Corbin. I think we all predicted Reigns because come on.
I enjoyed this. I thought it was always going to be full of shenanigans, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So,
well,
for what it was decent.
I mean, it was kind of cool to see him brawling out in the outfield a little bit, even though it was covered.
Yeah.
There's a few patches of grass like popping up and whatnot. One moment in the match though is when Reigns tossed Corbin into a porta potty, and Michael Cole was like, "That's structure." He didn't know what it was, which is probably true because he couldn't see or something, or maybe didn't have a monitor. But then Reigns tossed Corbin into the porta potty, tipped it over, and then Corbin came out squeaky clean.
Yeah, it was an unused one.
Yeah, that whole spot didn't make much sense to me.
No, it didn't. Although, if it had gone, if he had come out covered in something, whatever it is that they would mock up,
Ooze.
Poop, some kind of ooze, yeah. So whatever the WWE jargon term is for poo, because they wouldn't be able to just say it's. They'd have to say excrement or something. Vince and his words. If he did come out covered in, covered in whatever, Reigns would then have to cover him, and then presumably get it on himself.
Yeah, he didn't think that
would have backfired.
He didn't think that through.
He didn't think it through. So it's lucky for him that no one had used that one.
Yeah.
I thought that.
Yeah, neither did he.
I have to say, pinning Corbin on top of a dugout was kind of neat, but that was about it.
Now, I don't follow baseball, surprisingly. But someone on Twitter just said, why was the dugout still all set out for the World Series when it was a while ago?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand. I'm guessing they're right, but anyway.
Make it visually presentable instead of just like an empty dugout, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose.
Did they? So, well, I guess they don't play for a little while after the World Series. Then it's the off season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they probably just left it.
Suppose so. Abandoned it.
Yeah. That's it. We're done. We'll change that when we start up again.
Yeah.
All right. So Corbin was in control for a while, but Roman Reigns dug out a victory.
I like that.
Then what was it? The Women's Rumble straight into it there.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and won't go through it. Was there anything noteworthy here?
Beth Phoenix's head.
Yeah, that's one.
Oof.
She like popped it on a one of the.
It's in the corner, wasn't it? Yeah.
They gotta like. I'm surprised they haven't like improved the ring posts and put like some sort of like rubberized rubber on the corners, on the edges and whatnot, so you don't like have that type of situation happen.
So you have to like baby-proof the ring.
Yes.
I don't know.
I suppose for someone who's in there regularly, then they probably know, and obviously she's not, is she? So I would imagine she's not used to having the big, massive posts behind her. I don't know. I was surprised it took ages, what seemed like ages, for someone to actually check if she was okay. Because she was in the match for ages before a referee came over to her, and you could see them speaking to her. It seemed like a while before anyone checked on her.
Yeah, she was in the match for like at least 20 minutes, I feel.
Yeah.
And,
apparently 23 minutes, according to Wiki. Yeah. One of the longer, fourth longest.
Okay. Yeah,
she was on NXT on Wednesday, so she's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, presumably if she wasn't okay, someone would have said something and they would have, I don't know, worked something out.
Yeah.
She was in there so long, she was saying, no, I'm fine. But she had to stay in because Santina Morella showed up.
Okay.
Oh, God, she looks so pissed to see him.
She cracked her head open. She had to stay in the match for another 15 minutes just because of this stupid spot at 29. Santina Morella shows up.
Which, by the way, did we or did we not call that?
Yeah,
we did. Yeah.
As well as what was it? You, Chucks, with Molly Holly.
Yeah. Yeah, Molly was there.
The baldest prediction or whatever.
That was a bold prediction. It was only because she had a head shave that time. That was why she was my bold prediction. Yeah. World works in strange ways. Did Twitter go into meltdown because of Santina? Because I know Reddit wasn't happy about her.
I think there was a few people on Twitter that weren't happy about it.
I've seen a couple of people, this is a slur on the women's division and all this. But
yeah.
I don't know, I didn't have a major problem with it. It was obviously made out to be a joke. The only problem I did have with it, wasted the spot. Someone else could have took the spot.
Yeah.
Well, there were a lot of spots to go around. 7 women from SmackDown, 8 from Raw. And what is that? 11 from NXT, 1 from NXT UK. That's kind of crazy. They had so many spots to fill. They had to go to NXT for that many. They had Shotzi Blackheart, who doesn't even have a wiki page.
Never heard of her.
She was doing indies like a month ago or something crazy.
Doesn't have a wiki page, but has a tank.
She what?
She doesn't have a wiki page, but has a tank, apparently.
She has a tank?
Yeah, she came out on NXT with a tank, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Was it an actual tank, or was it like a Jeep with a cannon on it, like the DX tank, which clearly wasn't a tank?
Yeah, it wasn't like the Rusev tank or anything like that, but it was like a kind of like one of those, I guess, play school tanks or something. Hold on, let's see if I can pull it up.
Play school tank.
Yeah.
Let's see that. Let's get on the screen.
Yeah, I saw a lot of tweets saying like it was like and this was the NXT Royal Rumble featuring Raw and SmackDown.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think I said to you, Chuck, on Twitter as well, it was really hard to find out who the people were because I didn't recognise any of the music.
Yeah, no entrance videos.
And the videos.
Only had the music. And then, as you said that, Mandy Rose came out, and her music starts with Mandy. I know that one. I know that one. Where's this tank? Show me the tank. Come on.
I'm trying. I'm trying to find the tank here. It is one of the like play school ones here. Hold on.
Well, you do that. Charlotte won. No big surprise. Beans gets a point. Smoothhead, Nia Jax winning. She didn't even show up. I'm quite surprised.
Yeah, I thought she did.
Me and Will had Shayna Baszler winning, which apparently was the plan originally, but they changed their plans last minute. So, sucks to be us. I think she'll still be involved at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It just seems like instead of Santina, you could have had Nia out there if she was cleared.
Yeah, but why? What?
Are
we still pretending that she's good? Or
I mean, I don't know. She could have won it and then faced Becky Lynch, I guess.
Yeah.
Sasha could have been in there instead of the Santina, but maybe she's injured as well.
Yeah, why wasn't she out there?
I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah, apparently she wasn't cleared last minute.
She wasn't cleared?
Yeah.
Huh.
So.
Man, this tank is really hard to find, apparently. I know, I'm trying to find it.
When was it? Was it this NXT this week or last week?
Yeah, it was this week.
This week.
Wow. In fact, it looked similar to the one that Sammy Guevara invaded the Royal Rumble with, it seems.
Yeah, I've seen that. That was...
There it is.
I just found it, yeah, Lord Japan. Yep.
Just did a Google image search for it.
I thought the way she came out with it made it seem a little bit more grand than that, instead of just like, oh, it's this little...
just looks like she's in a toy tank.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah,
with TCB written on it. Because she's a big Undertaker fan, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. Looks similar to the one Sammy Guevara had.
That's kind of cool. Okay, so I'm glad I've seen that. It's both disappointing and kind of cool. Expected it to look cool, but there you go.
Yeah.
I like it anyway.
You need to get her a real one for WrestleMania, like a...
Yeah.
Get her the Rusev tank.
Rusev should bring the tank back himself.
That's
he needs something.
Yeah.
Right, Charlotte wins the Rumble. Then straight into the other women's match. Bayley beat Lacey Evans in under 10 minutes. That was all that had to be. That's points all round except for you, Smoot. You had too much faith in Lacey Evans.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, you know, they're doing such great things with Bayley right now. So I guess for going with a bold pick of... I mean, Lacey Evans, I mean, she has a fucking corn dog sponsorship now, so I mean, there's that. It's not a complete loss.
corn dog sponsorship.
Right. Yeah, you didn't see it on the pre-show.
No, I didn't.
I've seen it, yeah.
Will knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just some...
That's...
I'm just gonna pull up some stills here, but yeah, it pretty much starts out with like her in the kitchen, and her daughter comes home, and she's like hungry, and she's like this gremlin looking thing, and she wrestles her
Yeah, I
daughter.
see it with like a monster.
Yeah.
What the hell? Yeah, I'm seeing a gif of it here. The corn dog monster grabbing her leg.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Cool.
That would have been a better pick than Santina Morella, by the way. But yeah, she's got, like I said, a corn dog sponsorship, so there you go. It's not a complete loss for her.
There you go. She's got something. Yeah, so that points or something. That's all there is about that one. The Fiend. The Fiend retained the Universal title against Daniel Bryan. And I think we all predicted the Fiend, so that's good for us.
All right.
Anything to say about this one?
Fairly predictable.
Fairly predictable.
It was, but I thought this was one of his best matches.
Yeah, me too. The lights were on.
And the lights were on.
We can actually see it. That was the main highlight. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was one of Bray Wyatt's best matches since he come back as the Fiend, at least.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that was fairly predictable too. Got Daniel Bryan, you've always got a good chance.
Mm.
It also gave me one of my most retweeted, most liked tweets. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, really?
Activity on that one.
Oh, the face when he lost in the second health bar? Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Did you like it? I hope you liked it.
I did.
You did, alright. Good. So Fiend wins. Daniel Bryan's done, presumably. The Miz has just totally forgotten that the Fiend was stalking his daughter.
Oh, God.
He doesn't seem to care about that anymore.
Honestly, I think they kind of just scrapped that because they got John Morrison back.
Yeah, but doesn't that make Miz look... I don't even know what it makes him look. It's
like a
just
fool?
weird.
Like an idiot?
I don't know if it's like an idiot,
A
but like...
doofus?
Well, no, because it's not like he's done something stupid. He's just done something that makes no sense. It's like...
Oh, no. Illogical?
I don't even know if that's it. He's done nothing.
I mean...
What? Wouldn't you want... I don't know. Wouldn't you want to attack the Fiend some more? He lost the number one contenders match, so that's just it.
I mean, considering, like, the Fiend invaded his home with, like, that creepy doll in the daughter's crib. And, like, the match that they were building up to was just him waiting for the, Bray Wyatt to come out and just do all his antics and such. Didn't get the upper hand on him at all. None of that. It was
But he did want a rematch after that match. But he
Why?
lost then to Daniel Bryan.
Why?
And... Because he wasn't done. He didn't get his revenge for the Fiend breaking into his house.
Miz is a goof. Plain and simple, he's a goof.
I don't know. He's something. So what's next for the Fiend?
I mean... That's a very good question, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I did see something on Instagram, speaking of Miz and Morrison. They are going to be facing, I believe, for the tag team titles of the New Day at Super Showdown.
Yeah, they won a match on SmackDown. To in the opportunity, as they like to say. They love that word opportunity, don't they?
No, don't they ever?
But yeah, that's going on in Saudi Arabia.
So Super Showdown, February 27th. And the Elimination Chamber must be March 8th. Okay. Super Showdown. That's all that there is for Super Showdown.
Yeah, throw it up there.
Okay.
Yep. Make it official. That's from the WWE Twitter, or excuse me, Instagram account.
Yeah.
There it is.
Apparently Hogan's going to be involved in some way as well, but they've not announced that yet.
I like this person. Remember, I Spy? My account is basically that, but with biscuits, but you can find them.
Dude's name is Hidden Biscuit.
Yeah. It's pretty great. I like that.
There's another guy that says it's called Face Ramy who says "Let's go Miz and Morrison." That's not very face thing to say.
Yeah.
Where were we? Fiend beat Bryan. Becky Lynch beat Asuka finally by submission after a year-long struggle. And that is points all round except for Smoot again. No luck with the women's matches tonight.
Yeah, I was trying to fantasy book there. That one I don't mind losing because I honestly should have picked Becky. Lacey, I think, should have won the title. I'll die on that hill.
Anything to say about this one? The green mist spot was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a great match. And now Becky can, be the GOAT. The man, the GOAT, everything.
And the GOAT, the legend. Is she going to make it to WrestleMania? Have one full year as women's champion?
Sure.
Yeah.
If AJ could have done it, which I think she did.
She did, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, if she could do it, why not Becky?
Good point. Let's see, who was the longest reigning here? Reign days.
I'm a little bit mad that I'm a little bit mad that Beans was pretty much perfect on this one, except for his Punk prediction here on the.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, it wasn't Punk, it wasn't Edge, it wasn't Brock Lesnar. Will gets a point for Drew McIntyre winning the Royal Rumble.
Yay.
Apparently this one was a last minute change of plans too, and it was going to be Reigns.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I'm glad it wasn't, because people would have fucking shat all over that.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised that Booker T, when McIntyre eliminated Lesnar, he was talking about betting odds, and he actually quoted the odds from Sky Bet, which I thought was quite funny, because he was 9-2 on to win, and he pretty much said that. I was like, okay, Booker's beating on Sky Bet.
But I thought everyone had a 3 1/3% chance of winning the Royal Rumble. Booker T's supposed to be in the Rumble as well, though, because it was in Houston.
Yeah, well, they give him an entrance, didn't they? So I suppose that was just a little moment.
So Lesnar was in early. He eliminated the first 13 guys.
He looked blown up too by guy number 12 and 13.
That was the other thing. He got I think it was the 4th or 5th version, and then Booker T said he's not. He said something along the lines of he's not used any energy at all, and the camera zoomed right into his face. He's drenched in sweat.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
Come on, Booker.
So he eliminated Elias first, and Eric Rowan and Robert Roode. John Morrison didn't do any kind of save.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio, Big E, Kofi also didn't do a big save. Cesaro, Shelton Benjamin, his old mate, Shinsuke Nakamura, MVP.
Yeah.
That was fun. How old is MVP now? He's got to be getting on. 46. He looked all right for 46. Keith Lee.
Yeah.
That's a match I want to see more of.
That was a pretty cool moment, yeah, him and Lesnar.
Yeah.
Wasn't Lesnar mouthing, "Who's this motherfucker?" when he came out? Yeah.
Genuine question, he didn't know who he was.
He was. From a distance, it looks a bit like Daniel Cormier, but no, it's not him. Braun Strowman didn't last long. And then I think Lesnar himself eliminated by Drew McIntyre's boot.
Yeah.
What else do we have? AJ Styles, something happened with him. I think it was a separated shoulder. Is that right?
It was the spear, the first spear he took from Edge.
Oh, okay. So AJ was in, Ziggler in, Carl Anderson, then Edge came out. That's the big big pop.
He kind of flipped over to make the spear look good, but landed awkwardly. And yeah, he's going to be back pretty soon. No, he said on Twitter.
Okay, that's good.
Not going to be over too long.
Good.
Also, when Edge came out and he was starting to spear everybody, Kevin Dunn missed like the first couple
God.
spears.
Now I've heard that it wasn't actually Kevin Dunn, that they had some other useless director. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Kevin Dunn's terrible. Let's just blame him.
Yeah, he's getting the blame.
You have one job. Like, I don't understand. Just save the crowd shots for like after the match.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you gotta fucking, cut to the crowd during like a major moment like that. And you miss like the first spear back in like 9 years. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous.
It did later on as well.
It's never a good crowd shot either.
No, it's really not. It's not even worth it.
Even for this, when everyone was legitimately popping like crazy for Edge coming out, they still managed to find a shot of guys that are just like on their phone and like, just talking to each other. It wasn't even a good shot. In fact, I have it somewhere. Let's see if I can dig up the shot of the crowd.
They
It's so pointless.
They posted the return with him, like with the actual like the quote unquote alternate footage on YouTube because they fucked up.
Look at the excitement here for Edge's return.
Yeah, look at this here. Yeah, this was not worth cutting to, by the way.
Oh god, I don't know.
Look at the one guy down here in the front. Unbelievable.
The guy in the mustard shirt just folded his arms, not bothered at all.
Guy on the far right in the green shirt, just not even looking.
Yeah, not even looking at it. The guy in the shades at the top, he's kind of enjoying himself.
That guy does not give a fuck.
He's got shades on inside anyway.
The guy in shades blind.
This dude up here is blind, for some reason. This dude does not give a fuck. This guy could not be interested. He's looking for Jinder Mahal, probably.
Whoa, are those guys the same guy? The guy you circled there in the mustard and the guy next to him, they have the same face.
They kind of do. Maybe they're twins.
They are. Twins in different rows.
Somehow the guy in the mustard shirt's looking directly into the camera.
Yeah.
What's that dude doing with his hands?
So it's the guy above him actually in the white shirt. He's looking directly into the camera.
Yeah. This lady's kind of got the right idea, trying to film everything. This dude does not give a fuck. This guy's kind of like, okay, that's cool. This lady's happy about it. This guy's mid-cheer. This dude's kind of looking into the camera as well over here. This dude doesn't care. This guy's ecstatic. This kid's happy about it.
Just circling everyone.
Yeah.
Except the SmackDown champion there.
The guy on the bottom far right, just like on YouTube or something, not even interested.
Yeah, but the first thing that comes to my mind is just seeing this guy and just being like, who the fuck is Edge? Why is he back? What's the big deal? Anyway, I digress.
Most people on that screen just look bored.
Yeah.
The guy by the Royal Rumble hashtag, like, what kind of a face is that?
Yeah, pure.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Edge is back. Woo!
Yeah. So that's what we had to see instead of seeing a spear to Ziggler.
Yeah,
a spear to Ziggler of all people, who you know is going to make it look good.
Yeah. Like, Ziggler's pretty much a glorified job guy.
Yeah. Yeah. He is there to make Corbin look good. And speaking of making Corbin look good, Matt Riddle was in for 40 seconds before Corbin threw him out.
Oh my god. How are you going to have... Okay. How are you going to have Matt Riddle, who's, like, clamoring to, like, retire, like, Goldberg and Lesnar and all this stuff, and not have him, like, face-to-face with Lesnar, especially after their encounter backstage, reportedly.
Yeah, apparently that was why it was some sort of punishment. They were gonna give him the moment with Lesnar, but something went on backstage, so they didn't.
Unbelievable.
If that's the way that goes, I don't have very high hopes for Matt Riddle in WWE.
Same.
I think there's going to be more incidents surrounding him.
It's an unpopular opinion. Everyone seems to like him. I can't stand him.
I just don't get it.
Yeah,
I
don't get
hate him, but everyone loves the guy and says he's like the star and he would be the top guy on the main roster. And I don't really get it. He's fine.
The thing either with the flip flops pretty cool. That's about it.
Yeah. Him picking off the flip flops is pretty awesome. I'd say.
Yeah, there's something I'm missing there. Then what do we have? Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens. Some big names all at the end here. They're backloading. So Aleister Black, Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins. We had Edge eliminating Randy Orton. Sneaky. Out-sneaking Randy.
Yeah, with Orton just going, bah! It was on the outside. That was great.
We had Owens, Joe, and Aleister Black brawling with Seth Rollins, Akam, and Razor. So that looks like that's going to be a thing. What else? McIntyre took Rollins out, took Reigns out, and that's pretty much it. That's basically it.
I thought it was a pretty well put together Rumble. I know a lot of people hated the Lesnar part, but I didn't mind it too much.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, I even said that the women's Rumble was probably going to be the one that's more better and have full of surprises and all that stuff. There was no Kane, there was no Big Show, there was no Frank Mir, no Cain Velasquez, no Cena.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't the greatest Rumble, and certainly wasn't the greatest Royal Rumble. That's in Saudi Arabia.
No Otis and Tucker.
No Otis and Tucker. The Otis spot in the women's Rumble with him was pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought if you're gonna do something like that with Lesnar, I feel like you have to like go all the way with it. But at the same time, it made Drew McIntyre look like an absolute star coming out and eliminating Lesnar like that. So I mean,
you could kind of tell that's where it was going. Though someone was going to eliminate him and make themselves.
I mean, again, I thought he was just going to go all the way with it. I mean, think Booker said himself, like, he's barely used any energy and he's sweating buckets.
I thought it was very probably one of the best put together Rumbles for a while. I think Cole said it during the match. It was like 2 Rumbles. You had the sort of Lesnar half, and then what happened after that? I thought it was really good.
It's got to be one of the best for name value.
Yeah.
There isn't really like any big stars anymore, but as big as they get in WWE, they had just about everyone.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I suppose.
Just looking at like the last few, Rollins and Reigns and Orton and Edge, like the last 10 entrants, they're all pretty well. Luke Gallows is in there. But 9 of the last 10 entrants, pretty big deals.
No John Moxley.
And then there's AJ in there. McIntyre and Strowman and Ray.
Yeah, honestly, Keith Lee and Strowman should have teamed up to dump Lesnar on the outside, but Lesnar had to do it because of the McIntyre spot later. So after all of that, Bean somehow extended his lead in the prediction game.
Yeah,
he did. So for that show, Smoot, unfortunately, you could only manage a 50%, 4 out of 8.
Hey, that's me this year, Mr. 50%.
I wasn't much better. I managed 5. Will got 6, and Beans got 7. He did pretty damn good there. If he didn't do a stupid prediction like Punk, he really let himself down there. So overall, Smoot has fallen behind again.
Shocker.
You were just pulled level with Will, but Will's outdone you here.
Don't worry.
You're on 58.
I'm going to pilfer those points from the King of the Ring. I'm perfectly booking it.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry.
Smoot on 58, Will on 60. I'm ahead on 72, but Bean's still 4. Increased his lead back to 4. 76 out of 108.
That's pretty good,
done
actually.
well.
That's
well
really
this year.
good. Especially for somebody that doesn't really... For A, has a kid and basically a family at this point. B, his own photography website. And C, barely watches any of the product. He's doing really well.
And D got coronavirus.
And D has the coronavirus, yes. Oh my god.
No, he's doing well. 16 points behind Leon. That's shocking.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind being 16 points behind at this point.
I gotta crank it up next season here.
Certain other competitions.
Could be 22 points behind
Exactly.
as well.
When is Super Showdown, by the way?
Super Showdown. Oh man, I just had that.
Thursday the 27th. That's a guess if I'm right on 100 point.
February 27th.
Hey!
Wow, 2 days before Revolution.
Was it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Okay. So that's going to be the next one, and then I think after Showdown, it's WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, there is a takeover before all of that though.
Yeah,
On
well, we
16th.
No,
We don't...
after Showdown it'll be
Elimination Chamber.
Chamber, yeah.
Oh, okay. So we got a couple. Man, I got to really turn it around here. I got to get over that 50% hump. Okay. Well, let me close out of that. There we go. That was the Rumble this past week. The pay-per-view itself was pretty good, I guess. It wasn't, like, overwhelmingly good, but, like, it wasn't awful.
I don't know about you guys, I was watching it live and it seemed to go really quick.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with the whole thing.
Yeah.
It seemed to fly by. It didn't seem to drag on at all.
I'll agree with that, yeah. And then Raw happened. And the show started off with McIntyre challenging Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania, just making it straightforward that he's challenging after Lesnar's title. Defeated Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson in a handicap match where Lesnar attacked McIntyre afterwards. And so that's one of your main events for WrestleMania right there, Lesnar and McIntyre. That should be a good one. What if Lesnar retains after all of that?
It's difficult with Lesnar though. Like, what are you going to do with him without the belt? Because I mean, he has to lose, and then what? You just disappear again, and then win it back at SummerSlam like he usually does, or
that's true. Yeah.
What do you do?
It was after Cain Velasquez again and his family of Rey Mysterio and Eddie's son. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think there's some. I mean, Strowman's Intercontinental Champion right now, which we'll get into in a little bit. I was gonna say maybe heat up the feud between Strowman and Lesnar again. I don't know if people are willing to see that now, but maybe if you build up Strowman as back to being like this threat that you can barely deal with, instead of instead of what he is currently, which is an Intercontinental Champion, then I don't know. Maybe you could make something out of that. But that's a good question.
I think you would have to start by somehow making everyone forget about Strowman singing and dancing.
Yeah.
In recent weeks.
Well,
that's not helped at all.
Nope.
I don't know what that was all about. Why did they do that?
No idea.
Yeah.
And then after that, we got to the part of the show that I joined in on. Rey Mysterio randomly defeating MVP. Which apparently MVP was just a one night only sort of thing, but even then, I would rather have MVP get the win on Rey Mysterio than the other way around.
Even if he's not coming back.
Even if he's not coming back.
MVP's come out and said that'll probably be his last match. If it is. Well, I don't know, but you thought you might have won it.
It's a weird choice.
It's
a weird freaking choice. Anyway, after that, Aleister Black defeated local talent Kenneth Johnson in pretty much a few seconds. Raw Tag Team Champion Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy defeated Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, which this segment I really liked because of the promo, where they came out and they were trading barbs verbally and all that stuff, and then Rollins is like, "Oh, let's cut to the Titantron where AOP is just standing back here," and then Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe's like, "Oh, that could just be pre-taped footage. They could be lingering around ringside somewhere." And then Rollins was like, "No, put the video back up down there. Put the shot up there. That's a live shot." And then one of the AOP members said something just to prove that it is live and all that. And then the Viking Raiders come out of nowhere and just ambush AOP. It was great. I loved it. Everything about that made sense. They didn't just pretend, here's a video shot of AOP, and then they come out and attack people at ringside, and the announcers have to play it up as like, "Oh, we saw them backstage. How did they come out here so quickly?" And it just makes everything look foolish. So I appreciate a stray away from the norm. The match itself was kind of not as great, but that was my 2 cents. I don't know if there's anything you want to elaborate on with that or not.
No, that sounds about
it.
All right, moving on. Carrillo defeated United States Champion Andrade via disqualification and then DDT spot because Andrade got popped for a wellness violation. Briefly mentioned that on the prediction game. Charlotte Flair defeated Women's Tag Team Champion Asuka via disqualification. I remember this being a good match, but I don't remember much of the details. And I don't know if I don't know if I want to see Charlotte versus Asuka again, especially if Charlotte's gonna fucking just pull her hair back for the miss spot.
Yeah.
You gotta fully commit to it. 24/7 champion Mojo Rawley defeated No Way Jose. R-Truth defeated Rawley to win the title, and then Rawley defeated Truth to win it back.
Didn't he have some goon with him?
Oh yeah. It was. It was with. It was from NXT. What was his name?
Yeah.
This guy's Tino Sabatelli's partner.
Riddick Moss.
Riddick Moss.
Yeah.
Because they both play football.
Yeah.
That's
honestly, how great would it have been if Riddick Moss just schoolboyed Mojo and just got the 24/7 championship and ran off with it?
I thought that's what he was going to do.
That would have been great. Yeah. Nope, he's just some goon. Liv Morgan defeated Lana. And then Eric Rowan defeated local talent Brandon Weiss. Not much play with the cardboard pet carrier this time around.
No.
And then the main event of Edge coming out, cutting a promo, and then Randy Orton pretty much killing him with a one-man concerto. I guess that's probably a WrestleMania match now as well as Orton and Edge.
Yeah.
Not sure how I feel about that one. I guess I'd be okay for it, you know? Kind of a... It was kind of cool to see, you know, Orton just be like, hey, why don't we team up for a rated RKO again? Just kidding. RKO out of nowhere.
I think at this stage I'd rather see them team up again than have a match with each other.
Yeah.
Well,
as long as they don't have that shitty theme.
Yeah.
You know, the weird off-tempo, off-pitch, rated RKO theme.
I just looked up MVB's Twitter here. He says, one for the history books, my final WWE match took place on Raw against Rey Mysterio. Great way to close out that chapter. The end of my career looms larger every month. So it might not be his last, but it's very near his last.
So I guess Kazarni's not going to get that win on him again. Or ever. For the 50-50 booking.
Not in WWE, at least.
Nope.
Might happen. I wonder if that has happened again since then.
I wonder, yeah. It's a good question.
Pro Fight DB can tell me about what Kizarni is up to these days.
Bit disappointing he didn't have his inflatable tunnel.
Yeah, the bounce house.
But
I still have that.
I suppose if he only come back for one match, they're gonna get that out again.
Yeah.
They've got so much money, why not?
Well, that's debatable. We'll get into that a little bit later. Humiliating stipulation. This is SmackDown now. The humiliating stipulation added to the main event of the Bloodline, which is Roman Reigns and the Usos, and King Corbin and his court of Corbin, Ziggler, and Bobby Roode. Which, by the way, the notes for SmackDown have Super SmackDown results. That's the name of it.
It's a Super SmackDown?
Yeah.
They were trying to tie it in with the Super Bowl because it's on Fox.
That's...
super.
That's
right.
That's not how you do that. That's not what words mean.
That's what Cole said anyway.
That's what he was told to say.
Yeah.
Basically, I think this is where I completely missed SmackDown because heading into it was Nakamura and Strowman for the Intercontinental title, which was fine. But then they added this match between Reigns and Corbin again. And I was just like, nope, I'm done seeing this. I don't want to see this again.
Yeah,
so.
I've had it on, put the sound down since we started the show. And funny enough, I'm just up to the main event. And Roman Reigns just throwing dog food over Corbin.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we're gonna get into that in just a sec here. But yeah, that was the main event. Whoever lost had to be eating dog food, and I have thoughts on that when we get to it.
Yeah.
Miz and John Morrison defeated Heavy Machinery, Revival, and the Lucha House Party to earn a SmackDown Tag Team title match against the New Day at Super Showdown, as we mentioned. Revival, interestingly enough, has apparently asked for their release once again.
That doesn't surprise me.
I'm not surprised by it either.
That's definitely going to happen, and they're going to be rejected. Bold prediction there.
Even after it was reported that WWE is a bit more lenient on granting releases now. That was the last one I heard.
Why would they be?
I don't know. Why keep them under contract and just tossing money at people that aren't working?
Stop them going AEW.
Yeah, clearly.
That's why it's always been. That's why they have 400 people under contract or whatever it is. In the Performance Center, they just sign everyone.
Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defeated Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Not sure how I feel about that. Just reading that out loud, I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate. Apparently, Mandy has a Valentine's date with Otis next week, which is, I believe. Let's see here. Not next week, but like on Valentine's Day, which is 2 weeks from now. Yeah. So,
it's on Friday.
It's on a Friday, yeah. Can't wait to see how that's going to be. Braun Strowman defeated Shinsuke Nakamura to win the Intercontinental title. Good for him. Honestly, I'm glad Strowman's finally got some gold. of some kind,
Yeah.
and not with like a 10-year-old. Like an actual like decent title.
Is it a decent title?
It is. It's just they don't do anything with it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's decent enough that they remodeled it.
That's just to sell more belts.
They could make it into something now he's champion.
I hope so.
You know the number of times we've said that over the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Oh, Cena's got the US belt. It's definitely going to mean something now.
God.
Yeah. I hope you're right.
Yeah, I hope
I
you're
like
right
that
too.
belt.
I'm not crazy about the redesign, but it's better than the 1992 Women's Championship look that the old Intercontinental title had. That Cody Rhodes brought in. That was the other.
Yeah, on the white
belt. Sheamus defeated Shorty G. Naomi made a statement and took down Bayley. Good. A lot of people outside of that don't follow WWE really enjoyed Naomi's look in the Rumble.
Yeah, I don't know if you can throw that picture up. Just put on. But that's what she came out as on SmackDown.
Not found. That's a 404.
It's you've doubled the link up.
Oh yeah, you somehow did that. Yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm stupid.
Hold on.
There.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Dude, that'd be a great entrance. Look at that. Coming out with a disco. Yeah. I'm all for that. Although, honestly, now that I think about it, it reminds me of the Gumball machine from Mystery Science Theater 3000. So maybe not a good look. Yeah, a lot of people, like, Naomi caught, like, a lot of people's attention that aren't wrestling fans and whatnot.
Yeah,
from what I've seen on Twitter, yeah. So, I mean, push Naomi. Let her go for the again, Bayley's not doing anything with the fucking women's championship. That's why Lacey Evans, a former Marine, has her daughter, corn dogs. I mean, it made perfect sense for her to win. But if not her, I'm okay with Naomi. And then, the main event here, which I'm going to throw up on the I'm not going to play the video, but I'm just going to show you.
Use that picture there. Well, you may have the same picture, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's the one. I'm just going to throw that one up on the stream here from the webpage. Yeah, there it is.
So, it looks like Corbin's been thrown into that porta potty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it should have looked when it came out of that.
They're 5 days late with the porta potty spot.
Also, you can't really see from that photo, but if you watch the actual clip from SmackDown, half of it's all over Reigns anyway.
Yeah.
Well, you can see it on his hands there, throwing up the Shaka bra. But he's
And it doesn't look like it's old Roy either. It looks like a different brand.
That's not the consistency of old Roy.
Yeah.
That's a much more gravy-based dog food.
If we could, let me throw that back up. I do not envy whoever has to clean the LEDs off the side there.
They've ruined that post. That's broke. That's gone.
Yeah,
it pretty much has to be.
Surely it's wipe clean. It's got to just have like some kind of perspex on the front, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, you're gonna have dog food in the nooks and crannies of that. That thing's fucked.
I don't know that there will be nooks and crannies. I think there's going to be something flat on over the top.
Do you think?
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, otherwise you're going to get dog food all in it, and it's,
It's $1 billion company. They can afford another ring post.
Well, then they can afford to fly in MVP's inflatable tunnel.
Fair point.
Here, let me just...
Although setting up his inflatable tunnel would ruin the surprise, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm actually watching...
10-second countdown, and then there's just like a massive MVP 305 tunnel there. I wonder who it could be.
I'm actually watching the clip right now. I'm not... Oh, my God.
Also, the stipulation of the match, if you've seen, as it was hyped on SmackDown, was loser eats dog food. He's not eating it. He's just throwing it over him.
He's just dumping it on him.
So, really, there was no winner.
It's true. There is no winner in this feud. I don't think either one is coming out of this looking good.
No, neither Reigns, Corbin, the Usos, the fans, the company. Nobody
The
wins
ring
in this.
post.
The ring post.
Whoever's got clean the ring post.
Whoever's got, yeah, exactly.
Old Roy, their
Old
dog
Roy.
food looks.
The brand, Old Roy. Yeah, no, nobody. Absolutely nobody. Oh man. And then they had to do 205 Live after that, right? Or did they tape it before?
I think they do it afterwards. I know when I've been to
How the
shows,
hell are
they
you
always
going
do
to
it
clean
after.
that up for 205
Yeah.
Live?
It's a good point, actually. Yeah.
What the fuck? Now I gotta log into my network account, see 205
I'll
Live,
see. Yeah, I'm doing the
just to see
same.
how they clean that goddamn ring post off. God damn it. So there you go. That
I
was.
think you're probably right. There must be some sort of Perspex
I hope so.
cover.
It doesn't look like it, but I hope there's some sort of cover on it. Yeah. And then, let's see, AEW, a week after the Jericho Cruise, in Cleveland, Ohio. I kind of missed the start of it a little bit. I just saw Moxley try to take down, 10 people by himself without using a weapon. And Atlas Security having, a fucking hard time separating everybody because they're a joke of a security company. But pretty much Moxley came out looking like a badass. MJF and Wardlow paying off the Butcher and the Blade, which are apparently actual butchers and bladesmans. That shit was great.
I quite like that little scene with the envelope and
then they transform into their wrestling game. That was great. More of that. I want more of that. They also got to start winning more so I can take them seriously. But for character development, I dig it. I like it.
Yeah.
Nyla Rose defeated Big Swole, which seemed like an AEW Dark type of match. Let's see, Superbad, Kip Sabian, and Cody Rhodes. Oh yeah, this one was weird because they made Art Anderson look like Andy Reid of the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, because he had this playmaker sheet that he was covering.
Oh, that's right. He was talking behind the thing.
And it seemed weird. And then there was all sorts of
coach.
Yeah,
and he was just like an idiot at the end, getting himself ejected.
Yeah, he just
he just decided to get in the ring and
he got in the ring
risk
and
the DQ.
bumped the referee. Yeah. It made no sense. But Cody ended up winning, so that was, I guess, cool. And that's another thing. If Cody Rhodes is such a great talent and the head honcho of AEW, why does he need a coach?
I got nothing.
Yeah.
Unless they're building up to going back to the feud with Ty Dillinger, because he's got Tully Blanchard.
Yeah, who we haven't seen in forever, ever since Joey Janela tried to kidnap Tully, and then that was that,
Yeah.
That was several weeks ago. There was no conclusion to that. That's a good point. Maybe. I don't know. A lot of people are speculating, because of, the family history, that maybe Arn's going to turn his back to Cody or something and just, ambush him. Maybe
it could be.
Maybe he'll be bought off by MJF next. Perhaps. You never know.
Could be.
Britt Baker came out with a promo talking shit on Tony Schiavone and JR. Tried to make a nod to Baker Mayfield of the Browns. Nobody cared. I really don't care about her on the mic, or the fact that she's a dentist. What else here? SCU paying tribute to Kobe Bryant, which was pretty cool. Going up against Hybrid 2, which I didn't even know was a tag team, of Angelico and Jack Evans. Yeah, I remember them. I remember them briefly, maybe on the debut episode, but that was about it. And Tony Schiavone said that they're the most underrated tag team AEW's gotten. They're 3-7, or maybe 3-8 now. But yeah,
yeah, they haven't been. featured, I guess. Yeah, they haven't had their time yet.
And the main event, Private Party and Darby Allin versus Santana and Ortiz with Chris Jericho, where I believe the Inner Circle got the win. Yeah, I think it was Jericho nailing the Judas effect on Mark Quinn, I believe, and then Quinn's wrist was twitching, which I thought was a pretty decent sell of the move, if you ask me. And it was a big old, a mugging, I believe Tony Schiavone said, with everybody beating down everybody in the ring. And then Mox came out with a baseball bat, and that was that. That was pretty much Dynamite in a nutshell. So there you go.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about the earlier segment they had. Moxley came out. I think that was the start of the show, wasn't it? He did a little promo.
Yeah.
And then the Inner Circle shows up with a load of random thugs. There's just 5 extra guys.
Yeah.
Isn't that the Dark Order's thing, to have just some other dudes hanging around that aren't going to show up again next week?
Yeah.
Don't know if you want that gimmick.
It makes Atlas Security look even more Bush League because they can't even hold random dudes back. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah.
So
that's the same AEW complaint, that everyone does everyone's stuff.
And just a quick newsworthy thing. I believe it was yesterday or 2 days ago. Longtime executive of WWE, business executive, chief financial officer, George Barrios, and somebody else. I don't know her name at the moment. I'm trying to look it up here.
Not Michelle Wilson. Michelle.
Was it Michelle
Wilson?
Wilson?
Michelle.
Yeah. George Barrios and Michelle Wilson. Yeah.
They're like the big deals in WWE.
Yeah. Not sure what caused this, but all we know is that they are now gone after being with the company for more than 10 years.
They were basically if Vince were to disappear somehow and not be around, they would more or less be running the company. They were hugely important.
I kind of heard Brian Alvarez talk about this from a clip I saw on YouTube, saying that now that NXT's on the USA Network, maybe there's less people subscribing for the network, and I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of a quarterly business meeting next Thursday that might reveal some of the numbers for subscriptions and whatnot. And maybe if that number has gone down, maybe Vince is kind of panicking. Maybe George and Michelle had some sort of input on, the business model of the network and the network. I guess I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. That's
that's
pretty big news.
It's speculatory, yeah, at that point. But it's just if that actually is the case, if whatever comes out of that business meeting next week, that might be telling as to why they're no longer with the company. But yeah, there was a statement from Vince saying that they just have different business directions or something like that. So
yeah, they were co-presidents on the board of directors.
Yeah.
And apparently the stock's gone right down since it was announced they've gone.
Yeah.
So
down to on Thursday it dropped to $47.99. The stock price. That's crazy. From $62.40. Jesus. Oof. Ouch. Let's see here. What else we got? Bret Hart revealing that he has skin cancer, unfortunately.
This guy.
Yeah.
Catch a break.
He cannot. It does seem like something that is treatable. But that's dude needs something good going for him, especially after that whole ordeal at the Hall of Fame, where some random idiot tackled him.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was weird.
Yeah. John Cena names Brock Lesnar as the top in-ring performer of all time.
Yeah. There's a point to be made. I don't know if top performer of all time, but he's got an aura that no one else has. He definitely has something.
Yep. He's definitely a larger than life figure. I'll say that.
Oh yeah.
And let's see here. I think that's pretty much some of the major. Yeah, we talked about the Revival reportedly asking for their release again. So, yeah, I that's pretty much it. I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to add. That's pretty much the stuff for the week.
Yeah, no, I think you've covered most of it there. I know, especially in TNA bringing back the Ultimate X match for the reunion thing.
Oh yeah, they're doing like a one night TNA only night or whatever.
Yeah.
Which
TNA, there's no place like home.
I don't know about that, but if they're still in business.
Are they still in business?
Well,
I think, is Impact Wrestling still in business? Yes! There it is! Officially, there you go. Yeah. Keep an eye on that. By the way, their Twitch channel reinstated. So now you can,
okay, great.
So you can catch up on all the Impact happenings on Twitch again.
That's a relief. I was worried.
Yeah.
So what I've heard about No Place Like Home is that the Aces and Eights are back, and Chris Harris, Braden Walker, is back.
Oh, there was an image of him. Hold on, of him holding like a balloon animal of himself. I think. Oh, if I can find it. Hold on. I gotta find it here. I'm trying to scroll quickly.
Now WWE are working sort of. They have worked with Anthem a little bit. They should let some of the old TNA guys appear on the show.
Here we go. This is This is the photo I randomly saw on Twitter of Chris Harris holding like a version of himself in a balloon animal form. It's great. Oh man, that's terrific. I couldn't help but retweet that. That's great. And with that, I think that's going to be the end of the show here.
You know, if someone stepped on that balloon, it would be the biggest pop that he's had for many, many years.
I like it. And on that note, we'll be back next week, hopefully with Beans, if he's not still down with the coronavirus or the Wiener Schnitzel judging competition or whatever he's doing. Hopefully we'll have him back. Yeah, it should be a regular show. Hopefully you can tune in. We'll see you next time. Have a great one, everybody. Take care. Have a great weekend. Good night.